Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am so happy to be back. I filmed 2 nail videos for you, but I was not able to edit and upload them. But I'm back and I'm here to show you these super cute rainbow jelly nails. If you love to do your own nails, but you aren't a professional like me, subscribe because I love to do quick, easy, and extra nails. And also follow me on Instagram. My name is Nail Sweetie. If you want to purchase anything I used in this video, consider shopping with my affiliate links because I will make a small commission for my recommendation, but it won't be at an extra cost to you. Now let's get started. So as always, I'm starting off with Beetle's base coat. If you watch my other videos, you know why I use this base coat, and I'm applying them on some extra long full cover square nail tips that I bought off of AliExpress. These are the same nail tips that I used in my video last week or 2 weeks ago. They were some craft glitter nails that ended up being super cute, so go check that out. The thumbnail was a little bit too long, so I did have to cut it down. You'll see me do that right now. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a tip cutter that I purchased on Amazon that I will have linked below, cutting it straight so that the cut can be as straight as possible, and then I'm just filing anything that came off or any kind of unevenness or roughness off with a 150 grit nail file that I believe I got from Sally's, or it was gifted to me, but my friends got it from Sally's. Anyway, I don't recommend purchasing that on Amazon because it's a little bit more expensive. For this set, I'm using Makartt's Jelly Gel Polish set. I love this set. I bought it a long time ago on Amazon. I kind of wish there was some consistency with how vibrant the colors are. For example, like 2 colors in this set are a lot more potent than the other colors. But whatever, I love this set. I use it all the time. I think it should be time for me to buy more because I'm running low on some of them. But what I did was I laid out the colors in the order of how I wanted them on the nails, and then I applied them vertically, just straight down the nail. If you look at these 2 nails right here, the blue that I'm using, I used on the right side of that one nail and now on the left side of the other nail. And with this blue, I'm going to do the same thing. It's on the right side of one and then on the left side of the other, just so it kind of like flows and it reflects the rainbow as close as possible. I hope that makes sense, but that's the reasoning of why I ordered the colors the way they were. And as you can tell, this purple is really sheer compared to that blue, and also compared to this pink. This poor purple. It really had to figure out how to shine on these 2 nails. But what I ended up doing was just applying more coats until all the colors were vibrant and how I liked them. So I cured that first coat for 30 seconds, and I'm just repeating the process. This yellow looks exactly like a highlighter yellow, and I don't really like it, but I ended up mixing the colors together so that it looks more green. Again, you'll see what I mean later on in the video, but to get this to blend more, I'm just applying more coats on it until you can't really see the harsh line. It's especially hard with these more vibrant colors, but I end up just kind of putting those aside and using the lighter colors more. As you can tell right here, I'm applying that purple just almost directly on that line where it meets with that pink, just to kind of blend it out. So I cure that for 30 seconds again, and now I'm only taking the colors that could use more potency, and I'm applying it directly on top of that entire nail, on top of the other color, and it makes this pretty green color. And I like that. But I did that here also, applying it on the entire nail because that nail doesn't need any more of that dark blue. And as you can tell, it's already starting to blend that line out a little bit more. Same with this purple. It's so sheer, it doesn't really wash out the color of that blue. Like, that blue still eats it up. So, yeah. As always, I'm curing every single coat for 30 seconds. That's a standard. If you like what you did, cure it so it doesn't move. And then I'm just going back with the colors that need a little bit more help. So this purple especially, this purple is basically clear. It is so sheer. But I'm just going over the colors that need a little bit more help, more vibrancy, and then curing them for 30 seconds and getting ready for the next step. I really loved how these nails turned out. They're so cute. Probably one of my favorite sets that I've ever made. So after those have been cured for 30 seconds, I'm applying ink. I believe that's what the brand is called, in Polka 89. I bought this from a local nail supply store and I haven't found it on Amazon or anywhere, so I don't know how much it cost or where you can buy it, but it's just a basic like hollow glitter polish. It's really old. I got this so long ago. This gel bottle is so old that like when you open it, it smells. Like gel used to have this really, really strong nail salon smell, so this has that. Now I'm using glitter that I got from AliExpress. These are chunky glitters. I have them linked in my description box. And I'm getting a stone picker to pick up the glitter and place them directly on top of the nail. For this nail, I've stuck them right on top of that sticky layer from the jelly polish, and I'm using Mia Secret's Builder Gel to encapsulate it, but because there's nothing underneath that glitter to really hold it in place, they kept moving around. Ugh, glitter is my biggest enemy. I don't know how these other nail artists make it look so easy, but I always struggle with glitter because they move around, they don't stay. Like whenever I try to encapsulate them, they don't stay. Times like this makes me wish that I could tolerate acrylic, or if I had better ventilation or something so that I could just work with this glitter with no fuss, but what I ended up doing is using Makartt's foil glue to apply onto the nails, and I cure it for 60 seconds so that it has that really, really, really sticky layer on top so that the glitter will just stay down. So that's a tip for chunky glitters. Use a foil glue so that the glitter will stay in place. If you don't have this problem, good for you, but I have this problem, so this is what I do. I've tried using base coat, like I know like Femi recommends applying base coat and then putting the glitter inside the base coat, but like I just can't get it to stay. I don't know why. So this is my issue, especially with the bigger pieces. When they're a little bit smaller, it's not too bad, but with the really chunky, like this star, it's pretty big. With these chunky pieces, I have to use that foil glue. I wanted to try it without it, didn't work out, so I just went back to it. But for this particular nail, that blue and purple didn't blend as nicely as I liked, so I used the chunkier pieces to kind of conceal that. It's still cute. I think it's cute. But what I do with the Builder Gel, the Mia Secrets Builder Gel in the bottle, is I start off by making sure that I'm encapsulating that entire glitter first and then working on the sides, because you don't want the Builder Gel to pool to the sides. And the glitter will like perk up. It's so stiff that it will just perk up sometimes, so I have to go over it multiple times to get it fully encapsulated. So that's one of the downsides with working with Builder Gel and chunky glitter, is you have to work really quickly. I'm tipping it over so that the Builder Gel doesn't pool to the sides of the nail. This nail was like easy peasy, had no problems because the glitters are smaller. So that's a little tip that I recommend, is if you are using chunky glitter, avoid putting it on the sides of the nail because it's not going to lay flat as nicely. The smaller pieces will, especially with this foil glue underneath it, it's going to keep it all down and flat. And with Builder Gel, you want to try to float it over the nail. Yeah, just when there's a chunky piece, it's kind of hard for me to just float it over, you know. Any recommendations? If anyone has any tips for encapsulating glitter without using acrylic or polygel, leave a comment, help me out. Oh yeah, so I applied for a Amazon affiliate program thing again. I had that a while ago and then they rejected my application because I didn't make enough sales in the time frame. which is like totally understandable. Like, I'm not bitter about it because hello, I'm like super small. But I had no idea that you could just keep on applying over and over and over again. So that's what I did. I applied again, and my Amazon links are now affiliate links. If you use them, I will make a commission off of them. I don't know what that means for my old links, and I only made like 72 cents or something really, really small with my old account, but whatever. So I don't know what that means for my old links, but my new links from here on forward are going to be Amazon affiliate links again. I do want to apologize for being a little bit inconsistent with my upload schedule lately, this past month or two, I'd say. Before, it was like I had vacations planned, I had a party, I was doing some stuff, living my best life, and I'm totally okay with not uploading a video then because, hello, I have to put myself first, okay? But then I had 2 videos filmed. I wanted to get back to uploading weekly, and then my laptop, iMovie in particular, wouldn't let me upload any footage. So I filmed 2 videos. I couldn't even upload it onto my computer to edit it, despite having an external hard drive. Ugh, I was so over this computer. But I figured it out. I still want to buy a new computer, but I figured out how to get through a few weeks or so, a few videos, and we'll see how that goes. But I have another video coming for you next week, and hopefully one a week after that. This pinky nail, this adorable orange and yellow pinky nail, was testing me. It took me way too long to encapsulate these glitters. Way too long. Maybe because there's just so many of them and there's just a lot to keep track of. It's kind of like being in charge of a kindergarten. Like, there's just so many things going on, so many to keep track of, and like once you figure out one thing and get that in place, something else goes wrong, and that's what was happening with this pinky nail. I ended up cutting out, I want to say like 3 minutes of footage from this nail because it took way too long, even at like 8 times the speed. But anyway, now I'm using OPI lint-free wipes and some acetone to rub off the sticky layer from that builder gel. I cured all these nails for 60 seconds, by the way, but I'm using acetone to just get that sticky layer off so we can get to the final stages of this nail. Of this nail look. Yeah, these nails, they look okay right now, but they're uneven, so I'm using an 80 grit buffer to just buff the the surface of the nail. This buffer isn't as gritty as it was because I have used it, but even if you were using an 80 grit buffer, I recommend just doing it really lightly because you don't want to over buff and then ruin the glitter. And now I'm using a 150 grit file to buff the edges and the sides of the nail, just to even that out a little bit more. Any parts that I couldn't really get with the buffer, I just used with that file. And I'm just repeating the process on all of the nails, making sure that it's just nice and even and ready for top coat. So I don't like having bumpy, uneven nails. Even if it doesn't look uneven, it just bothers me. But yeah. So when that's done, I'm just getting a brush and just brushing off the excess dust off of the nail and my nail stand, and I'm using my favorite top coat by Coupa Gelfinity and applying it straight onto these nails. I love watching top coat on top of some dusty nails. I just love that. Look at that shine that it brings. This top coat is everything. I love it. But yeah, so we are approaching the final stages of this nail look. So I'm going to cure this top coat for 60 seconds. Always cure top coat for 60 seconds. And then we are done here. Just look at how cute these nails are. I love this nail in particular because of the green from that light blue and that yellow. It made that pretty green. I love it because this set was missing a jelly green. You cannot tell me that these nails aren't adorable. I mean, come on. Do you see this? The glitter, the jelly, the rainbow, the hollow from the stars. Oh, I love these nails. They are so cute. They're amazing. I love them. They're my favorite. I loved how I redid the thumbnail because I like how peachy that pink and orange nail came out. But yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching my video. If you haven't liked, commented, and subscribed, you can do that because I could really use your support. And I'll see you all next week. Bye!